Beneath the surface, stigma, prejudice, ignorance, and fear. I've known stigma all my life. A forceps delivery catapulted me into the world and damaged the nerves round my eyes. As soon as I was 3 months old, however, I went on a train to Czechoslovakia, stayed till I was 3, went back to England again, went to Birmingham, then to Stoke-on-Trent, the potteries, the 5 towns, and settled there. Oh, I took my Czech father and my English mother with me. Now, the 5 towns are famous for 2 things. 1, Josiah Wedgwood, and 2, the extended network of families means incest is the highest actual statistic in England. And I arrived in a playground, and the children said, "What did you say your name was?" "Posner." "Where'd you come from?" "Checo." "What? And why are you here?" I was a social isolate. Nobody sent me Christmas cards, and I wasn't on the birthday party list. So by 8, I wanted to belong. And I played a very famous game with my mother, the why game. Why, Mum, am I called Judy instead of my first name, which is Anna? Why didn't you bring my sledge, my dog, my toys from Czechoslovakia? And why won't Dad talk about his mum or anybody in the family? Why, Mum, why? My English mother got exasperated, and with a "sit down" one Saturday, she told me how my grandma Posner had been torn from Calvary Valley with 25 members of the family, taken to Prague, then to Terezín, and finally ended up in the gas chambers in Auschwitz. And she said, "I'll kill you, Judy, if you ever tell your father. And do you just forget about this story?" Well, now, the first part was easy after that story, but the second part, hey, no. So in class news on Monday, I told all the children. The reaction in the playground, however, was not what I expected. "Hey, you killed Jesus. You're a Jew. You don't belong here. Get out. We hate you." And I was a social isolate. But then fashions change. And the Beatles came on the scene, and wasn't Brian Epstein Jewish? And Jews were even allowed to join golf clubs. So I was fine, because there was another fear of colour of skin. And in my first teaching job, there I was in an all-white school with 2 beautiful Jamaican children who, whenever there was any sick, mess, or vomit to clear up, they were told to get their mop, their bucket, and do it. Thinking of my grandmother's story, I complained to the head teacher, who said, "I know, but they just don't belong here." Furious, I shouted, "Nor do I!" and lost my job. However, I went on to teach in immigrant schools, which I loved, where the culture was vibrant and fantastic, until one day I got promoted to an all-white school in Wythenshawe. My post, multicultural education, teaching children about mosques and synagogues and temples and even taking them to these places. And then also there was this one big problem of the National Front or the National Socialist Party, because all the parents were members of that. So once again there was, why is she doing this? Why is she here? And let's get rid of her. But slowly it dissolved, because the children loved the stories, the culture, the drama. And one day, a member of the British National Socialist Party rang up the local paper and said, "Go and see a play my daughter's in, Children of the Holocaust." And I knew stigma was going. But that set me on another journey. I wanted to know where I belonged. So I got a job teaching in Prague. Music, art, and drama, the mad subjects. My friends said, their marriage is finished. It's the longest divorce case in history, 41 years and still happy. And the second thing they said was, like the subject she teaches mad, she's gone mad. Well, 10 years later, after a wonderful time in Prague, doing things like African Macbeth in Vyšehrad, with all the thunderstorm at the interval, and also inviting somebody from Kindertransport survivor to come and talk to the children about her journey. I've been very happy here. And yeah, I belong. I belong to the mongrel children I teach. Half English, half whatever. However, there's one thing I didn't finish in England. And my friends were right about the mad. I taught a beautiful girl, talented, artistic, musical, fantastic at drama. But at 15, she went silent, withdrawn, and refused to come to school. Her parents were desperate, took her to the doctor, and she was immediately hospitalized with a major mental breakdown. I went to visit her, and she was walking up and down the corridor in a ward with people twice her age, shouting at anybody who would listen, "You're so cruel!" And I am. Because she joined the 25% of people who have a diagnosed mental illness and cannot get rid of the stigma. We all use the words mental, crazy, retard. You'll end up in that psychiatric hospital if you don't pull your socks up. And also, hey, how many times have I said, "Oh, come on, you're just bipolar." Everybody's bipolar sometimes. Or, you need to get out in the sunshine and just forget about things and take your mind off it. Or, I don't trust him. I'm not going near him. We know what people with mental illness have got. They're violent. They're out to kill. 25,000 people will endure isolation, lose all their friends. Their families will also suffer the stigma in mental illness. and won't be talked to. So I thought, I'm going to start a new education with me, and I'm going to tell everybody at TEDx 2014 Prague how I'm going to start, and hope we can do something together. It only means changing 3 words: prejudice into possibilities. When somebody's well enough to come out of hospital, include them in your community, and even possibly make them have a job. Ignorance to information. Find out which organizations are so underfunded and so dedicated to helping people with mental health problems, and see what we can do to support. And F for friendship. Reach out, send a text, give a smile. You have no idea how that is worth pure gold. Then, because of these simple changes, stigma will start to dissolve. Around 25% of the world. And the words of Sigmund Freud will start to come true. Everyone in the world has the right to love and to work. Let's start the change today. Thank you.